Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron here today. We're going to look at the similarities between Joseph and Jesus Christ. I've got my Wilmington's Guide to the Bible out here, and it's fascinating. It's been said that Joseph is the most perfect type of Christ, and there's actually far more similarities than what I'm about to present to you. But this is on page 58 of Wilmington's Guide to the Bible, which, in case you don't know, I highly recommend Wilmington's Guide to the Bible. It's one of the best Bible study books you can get anywhere. I've done a review on it. You really need it. It's just fantastic. So, here's similarities between the foreshadowing of Jesus and Joseph. Both were beloved by their fathers. Both regarded themselves as shepherds. Both were sent to their brethren by their fathers. And notice both were revealed after a time of rejection by their brothers. Both were hated by their brethren without cause. Both were plotted against by their brethren. Both were severely tempted. Both were taken to Egypt. Both were stripped of their robes. Both were sold for the price of a slave. Both were bound. Both remained silent and offered no defense. Both were falsely accused. Both experienced God's presence through everything. Both were respected by their jailers. Both were placed with two prisoners, one which was later lost and the other was saved or delivered. Both were around 30 when their ministry began. Both were highly exalted after their sufferings. And even some forms of, of the resurrection, typology of the resurrection. Both took Gentile brides. Both were lost to their brothers for a while. Both forgave and restored their repentant brothers. Both were visited and honored by all earthly nations. So, amazing parallels between Jesus and Joseph. You find this all throughout the Bible. I think The Unity of the Bible by Fuller is fantastic, because the Bible, even though it's 66 separate books, is really just one book. And no sleuth on earth could have encoded the scriptures with all of the proofs that are found from Genesis to Revelation. Jesus and Joseph, the similarities, the typology there, who could have known? Because Joseph, that was happening almost 2,000 years before Jesus. Think about that, almost 2,000 years. We think America's old, it's 250 years old, less than. But here is something that is absolutely 100% amazing. There's a lot of archaeology coming out about Joseph in Egypt, and then later on about Israel in Egypt. The Bible's 100% true. Joseph and Jesus. Joseph, that perfect type of Christ, almost. But of course, nobody could be just like Jesus. He was God in flesh. Talk with you later in Jesus' name.